You're watching CoastLife with Leah Rizzo and Charlie Sakaitis.
Well, how many times when you're looking at a product and you see that, ooh, 4 stars, and you're like, oh, that looks good. But if you just see the number 4, you're like, doesn't do anything for you.
So I don't think I realized that people's brains do this, and mine probably does it as well. But let's get into this a little bit, because it seems to be one of those things that people like the visual of the stars more than the number, and the same number via stars versus the same number via actual numbers.
Numerical, yep.
They think more highly of the stars.
Yes.
Even though it's the exact same thing.
Exact same number.
Let's be clear about that. If we're talking about like 3.5 stars versus the number 3.5, one of those is viewed in your brain just a little more positively.
Yes. So a new study out of Cornell says the ratings are shown, stars versus numbers really does affect how we interpret them. And it turns out when you see 3.5-star rating, we're like, oh, that 3.5, that might as well be 4. But when you just see 3.5, you're like, feels more like a 3 to me. And our brains just seem to process stars more visually. And I wonder, and like more pleasantly than the number. So I wonder if even like smiley faces, like would that take place of stars and we just don't like numbers as like a little symbol more fun for us? We're
I
like,
think that
shiny.
the difference is, and this is just me talking off the top of my head, but I think what the difference is with the number, you see the number 3.
Yeah.
So you're going, we're in the 3 range.
Right.
With the stars, usually when they give the 3.5, like the
filled
rest
out.
of the star is also there. So you're like, oh, we're nearing
close
4. We're almost
filling out that
to
whole
4.
star.
And that's a really simplistic way to think about it, but I think that's probably what's going on, because we do have some residual lizard brain stuff going on here.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of humans are visual learners. We're visual creatures. And so they do say that those shiny symbols do maybe give certain products that extra push to make you say, add to cart. And I'm definitely guilty of it. But you said that this also kind of carries over into other types of purchases as well.
This is just packaging in general. It's
Yeah.
just a form of packaging. And I always, when I think of that, go to, weirdly, vodka. Because vodka, well, there are levels at the bottom that are like, well, this is just bad.
Is below bottom shelf.
In my opinion, once you get past like a certain amount, like a certain dollar amount, it's all pretty much like, oh, this is just a good vodka. You might have a taste preference of like, it's infused in this way or that, but I think generally, once you're over a certain price point, it's all kind of the same. And the big differentiator is how fancy the bottle is that they put that vodka in.
That is so true. I actually think beauty products are also super guilty of that, where
Yes.
cute packaging will get you every time, or maybe that's just me, but every time, if there's a cute package or a themed package, like when there's collaborations and they'll be like, we have the new Harry Potter line, and I'm like, I want Harry Potter makeup, but then it just doesn't last, or it doesn't stay on, or because the quality of the product itself isn't that great, but boy, was that packaging cute.
There's a reason why people that are in marketing make a bunch of money, and it's because they figure out how to get our money
They
from
know the
us.
secrets. But I do think there's nothing more disappointing, but it's definitely disappointing when like you see something that's packaged really pretty and you really want it and then you fell for it and you're like,
But sometimes you didn't fall for it. Sometimes you really liked it, and sometimes you like it simply because of the packaging.
Also
like
true.
you can placebo affect your way into thinking that thing A is better just because it is in a nicer package. They do studies all the time where if you tell somebody that a wine costs more money, they tell you that it is a better tasting wine, even if it's not.
I think a higher price tag does also get people a lot, where you're like, well, it's more expensive, so it's got to be better.
Must be better.
Yeah, but I definitely, and I think when things with taste, like I have to try it for myself because I don't know anything about wine. Not really. Do I like it? Do I not? I'm a simple gal. Does it have an owl on the bottle? I'm probably gonna get it.
Does it have like an opaque?
Is there pretty artwork?
You know, is there like
like
an
a matte
opaque
finish or an
vodka
opaque-
matte finish thing that suggests that maybe it's a little fancier than the one next to
Matte
it?
packaging was the most devastating decision, I think, to snacks, because anytime you see like a matte finish of chips, you're like, those gotta be fancy chips, as opposed to the glossy finish.
The glossy finish suggests that maybe those are the cheaper chips, and the matte finish
It's so
suggests
true.
that these ones are a little elevated. They've done a little bit more with this particular
These are
brand of
pinky out
potato.
chips. Well, maybe you've been guilty of believing the stars or thinking the stars are better than numbers, or maybe you've got more thoughts on that too. You can always join in on our socials. You can chime in at coastlife.com. You can email us there and join the conversation. But we have some more Coast Life to get to. We're also going to be headed to MSA for some music. And don't forget, we have a great debate for you on the way as well.
Starts in my toes, creeps out.